Well, the World Bank is predicting prices for us again. They're a long ways from home, at least this home. Hi, everybody. This is the Steckline Report. We're going to talk about that and a real interesting deal coming out of China in just a minute. Stay tuned.
Every father would like to have their son farm with them and grandson and continue to farm. It's kind of a legacy, I guess. And then my dad was a farmer, and then, of course, then I am and my son. So actually, Jackson, would be the fifth generation from my grandfather. It's going to be key for us to have American Ag Credit. It's a long-term partnership with them is what it is.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Steckline Report out on the Ponderosa where things are growing. As you can see behind us, we've got a crop that's kind of looking pretty good, nice and green. We got a little shot of rain every once in a while. I tell you, this part of the country is doing pretty good for the July, August area. And as I told you on the last Steckline Report, we're pretty happy with what's happening here, but a lot of problems around the country, which we kind of showed you and talked about on the last report. In the meantime, we've got some problems in China that might have an effect, positive effect on some things here in America. It's primarily the hog situation. It looks like China has culled 20% of their hog herd in the last 18 months. That's forcing prices higher there like you can't believe, and it's getting their hog producers some pretty good margins. But that could lead Chinese producers to expanding herds, but with consumption declining far less than production, they're going to need some pork. And guess where they might have to come? And that's pretty good news for our people in this part of the country, which not only, when you can sell a lot of any kind of meat product, it helps all meat products, in my opinion. So that's the reason we talk about this. U.S. hog prices had a little problem earlier this year. Producer profitability has improved, though, since the second quarter. Everybody's getting along a lot better. The combination of China's cut in domestic production and projections for the growth in their per capita pork consumption over the next 10 years will be a great opportunity, they say, for global exporters. And I think our hog people should be getting ready for that. And I bet they do without anybody telling them on the Steckline Report, because that makes them some money. The World Bank, though, sees another bad year for commodities. They come out with their projections. The only thing that looks a little bit better than what everybody thought is oil prices. They don't think the World Bank's predictions do not lower oil prices as much as many people have thought. Average prices for fuels such as crude, natural gas, and coal will tumble 39% from last year. That's 2014, already has. While those materials like metals and fertilizers will fall only about 12%. Yeah, right, which, the fertilizers that we want won't fall nearly as much as they should. All main commodity prices are expected to decline in 2015 due to abundant supplies, they say. Commodities trading in their lowest region for the last 12 years really, they say, could put the hammer on profits when it comes to agriculture. The forecast, despite the marginal increase in the price forecast for 2015, large inventories and rising output from OPEC members, they say, are going to keep a lid on prices for us here in the United States. We'll have to wait and see. Back in Washington, 2 House representatives introduced legislation that'll make business easier for small farms by giving individual states more freedom about intrastate distribution of meat. Representatives out of Kentucky and Maine say the Processing Revival and Interstate Meat Exemption Act would allow states to permit interstate distribution of custom slaughtered meat such as beef, pork, and lamb. They say the bill is an effort to revive local meat processing, and that needs to be done. I talked to meat processors in my part of the country, and I got to tell you, they've had a little problem with this. And so if this bill makes it, it's good news for those people in that business. It's time that they get a little help anyway. So there you go. That's the latest in ag news, but more next week on the Steckline Report.